But he had this thing where he used to insist that you could injaculate.
Huh?
Yeah, like you could like sit there and meditate.
Wait,
and instead of
Injaculate.
not ejaculate, in. And fam, whenever he used to say this shit to me, I used to be like, oh bro, shut up, man. What are you talking? Because he used to be like, yeah, you can sit there if you sit there. No. He used to be like, yeah, if you sit there, bash, and then stop just before, and then like do a meditation thing,
breathe,
and then get it back in. He used to say that it will come back up inside your body and go to your brain and nourish your brain. You know what? And I was like, nah, man. I was like, no, you're chatting shit. I was like, you're chatting shit.
What? I'm in a spiritual war, and there's life and death out here. What you think, man? I'm training for. I'm a soldier, so I stay strapped with the words stand firm and tall. Cause these damn devils ain't resting for your soul. Your soul, say what? I'm in a spiritual war, and it's life and death out here. What you think, man? I'm praying for. I'm a soldier, so I stay strapped with the words stand firm and tall.
Alright, for real this time. Boom. Episode 6 of Anti. Best podcast around for young creatives. Today, let me get my notes up actually. Let me get it up. So I give a proper intro to this guy. So this episode's guest has produced many successful records such as Alcoholic Cushion, Knickers and Black. Multi-talented to say the least. I'm joined by the green dread-headed South Londoner smooth talker. Watch it, bitch. Mr. Danny Trash.
Yes, thank you. That's a good introduction, Steve. It's a very good introduction.
Y'all better believe it. Excuse me.
Come on. Yeah, man. How you been?
I'm alright, man. I'm alright. Train journey here was good.
Yeah.
I got booted off the first class and that.
Oh, shit. Standard.
Yeah,
Yo, the amount of times that I've sat there, I got away with it. The man's checked the ticket, looked straight at the ticket, clearly says no first class, or first class, and said and just allowed it.
Yeah,
like most drivers to me, or ticket checkers, that they don't really care. But
that's what I thought was gonna happen. Like when he came, I just showed him the ticket. I was thinking, yeah, keep it moving. But he was like, no, this is not first class. Like, go down there. So I had to move in that. But yeah, no. Good. It's my first time in Birmingham as well.
What's ever?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been north of London. I've never been north of London in my life.
You're really in that bubble.
Yeah.
That London.
I've been
bubble.
south of London, south of like Brighton and like fucking Dover and Portsmouth and that. But I've never been north of London. Yeah, it's a weird one.
That's mad to me. That's mad to me because, you know what? One time I've been to Scotland. One time we were talking about Scotland earlier. Yeah, I've been to Scotland one time. It's the most agonizing journey there.
Yeah.
You know how long that takes?
Bro, it took like 2 hours to get here. So
yeah,
fam, Scotland's quay all the way up there, fam. How long does it take?
Yo, like 8 hours.
8 hours?
9 hours actually with traffic in the car.
Oh, you're driving?
Yeah. And at the time, it was me, my Marge, and my grandma. So there's like a young me in the back, and my Marge and my grandma were like arguing for like straight 2 hours, just bickering to the point where like my grandma was like speaking. You know when a Jamaican's mad.
Yeah.
And they speak mad fast. Yeah. You can't even like comprehend.
Bro, I've been Jamaica. Yeah, I've been Jamaica. And I feel like I can understand Jamaicans when they speak, but when you get them proper like girly Jamaicans, like the proper, and they just talking fast, I'm just like, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You know what it is, yeah? That when my grandma actually, when she's like calm, she talks really well. Like she articulates herself well, but when she's mad, bro. When she's mad, fam, it's a whole different story.
Do you know what? In Jamaica, they get proper English lessons. Like they get taught standard in school. They get taught standard English. They get standard English lessons, like so that, like obviously, like Jamaicans, they got their little patois and that, so that they can go to job interviews and stuff and get taken seriously. They actually get taught like how to, like what is a Jamaican phrase, what's actually English, like.
I realised over there, like even in the summer, you see all the business yardies here.
Yeah.
They're all wearing they're all wearing these like black suits in like 35 degrees and not a drop of sweat on their head.
Yeah, bro, that's normal. That's normal to them.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember when I went to Dubai, yeah, and there's so on my dad's side, his fiance's sister, yeah, she has a husband, and that he would have to change his suit like 3 times. Because bear in mind, they're not from there; they're from here, and they moved over there, and he had to change because it gets so hot there. He had to change his suit from like 3 times in the day.
Yeah, when I was over there, I was definitely taking minimum 2 showers a day still.
Yeah,
when I was over there. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? The first time I heard your name, you came on my radar. Was through Tarek actually.
Yeah,
Tarek
Dissy,
yeah, and it was a track called Alive.
Ah, yeah, I remember that one.
And I looked it up on because I found it through SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Like back. This is going on like 3 years ago now. 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, Alive. Maybe even 4, to be honest, because I remember because we did a video to Alive as well. I don't even know if that's still up, but that was when, funny enough, that was when I was actually living at Tarek's house at that point in time. You know what I mean? And he was like Tarek and his dad. I'd gotten kicked out of my mum's house, and that was literally the time when I started making music seriously.
Right.
Like I went to college for like a month before I dropped out. And I was just like, yeah, fuck this. My mum was not having it. She was like, nah, fuck this. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to live at Tarek's house.
That lyric when you said had to tell my mum that college went right.
Yeah.
For my mind.
Yeah.
Had to tell mommy that college went good for my life.
Literally.
When you said that, I was like, oh wait, you said that in that track.
Yeah, exactly. And moved into his house, and I stayed there for like I think 4 months or something like that. I was just living there. Yeah, you filmed that video. That was a good time in my life, man.
So Tarek patterned you for like a couple months when you were like in the real
He did actually. I was just like chilling. But fam, me and Tarek have been through things. Like I'm talking like me and him have slept in the same bed. Like all these kind of
pause.
Like pause obviously, but me and Tarek, like we've gone through some things. It's still
That's your guy still.
Yeah. That's my guy still.
Yeah. So wait. So how long you like known Tarek then? But even before you made, Alive and around then.
I can't remember exactly when I made Alive. That's the thing. But I've known Tarek like basically since just before I dropped out of college, which was what I must have been like just 17. No. I was 16 when I met Tarek, so
that's just before
6 years.
Before college.
No. It was at the start because my birthday's in October, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So
you start college at 16 and then you turn 17 your first year.
Got you.
So like, yeah, and I actually remember celebrating my 17th birthday at his house. So yeah, it was like I met him just before I was 17. Yeah.
That's another thing as well. I was talking about off camera how I don't know how your music hasn't got bigger recognition than it has, but I also feel the same with Tarek. I mean, I feel like both of you two are on just completely own wave. Like,
yeah.
As far as like, because how it comes across to me is like, I've talked to everyone, the people I've talked to and said, do you know this guy? You know his music? And they've tried to make comparisons and no one could really make a comparison. The only comparison that someone gave you, was Bakar.
Bakar,
yeah. I never know how to say his name still.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, you know what? Tarek has actually been like my, personally, in my own opinion, he's been the best hip hop producer in the UK for a good few years now. For a good few years, he's been made like his beats have been better than any other beats I've heard coming out of the UK, fam. For like since like when was it, fam? When did he start hitting his prime? Like maybe like 2 years ago. For the past like 2 years, like for the past 2
at least 2
3
years.
years, at least 2 years. Yeah, I've been like some of the beats that he comes out with, man. I'm just like, yeah. no one's fucking with this. Like no one's fucking with this right now. Like,
correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, but I feel like it's hard to make an instrumental have atmosphere, and I think he does that like straight away.
Yeah, do
You know when you feel like
with music and making beats and instrumentals and stuff like that, and like compositions and shit.
right,
You really gotta have an understanding of people. You know what I mean, and what moves people. You know, because everything that we like or like we connect to, we only like or connect to because it reminds us of something. You know what I mean? Like, even though my music is something that I try to be like progressive, and like I try to like make new ideas for my music, but the reason why it actually connects with people is because it sounds fresh, but it also kind of reminds you of something that you might have grown up with, or you might have heard of before.
nostalgia, that factor.
Like that dry cry song on my SoundCloud.
Yeah,
like,
it's like a remix of
that's Sizzler.
That's it.
It's a Sizzler song, but I've kind of put my own spin on it, and it's me. It's 100% me, but at the same time, it's still Sizzler, and it's still something that. So when you're kind of like. So when you're kind of like making music,
say that.
when you're making music and you kind of understand how humans work, and you know how we make like connections in our head, it's not hard to make an atmosphere. With a song, I say the hardest thing in a song is to make it like impactful.
Yeah,
You know what I
okay.
mean? To do something that's gonna make an impact on someone.
Actually, when someone listens to something, you're like, okay, this has made me feel this way, or challenged my perception in this way.
Because you can make it atmosphere all day long, man.
Yeah.
Like literally, I could sit here. If I was sitting here recording, I have my guitar on me. All I'd have to do is like, you know, finger pick some like 2 chords, and those 2 chords on the guitar, like just by itself with no other instrumentation, that's an atmosphere, that's a vibe. You know, what I mean? People be like, okay, I'm locked in. Like, what's gonna happen now? You feel me? And that's when the challenge of how is this gonna become impactful. That's when that challenge starts to arise.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can set up the atmosphere, but you kind of it is also what you do with the atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Because I think there's a lot to take from what you're saying, because people have got to bear in mind, you produce like all your own beats as well.
Yeah.
Like all the tracks you release pretty much
I think
produced by you, right?
Alcohol Cushion is the only track that I have out that isn't produced by me. And that was produced by Tarek.
Yeah.
So it's like, and because he's so close to me, it's like it don't, like in my head it don't even count. In my head it's almost still like that tune was produced by me, because me and him are like
one
very
in the
close.
same.
Yeah.
And what you play guitar?
Yeah.
What other instruments you play?
I play guitar. I do play like a little bit of piano, but definitely not as much as I play guitar.
Yeah. So a lot of people that already know this guy's music know that there's a big influence of the, how do I phrase it? The adult industry. So
Somewhat.
yeah, he's that one guy that one porn star that you always post.
Shit, man, like
Ricky something.
Ricky Johnson, that's my guy. That's my guy. I rate him. Like, I rate him because
some of the still shots that you post for, I was crazy.
No. Shout out Ricky Johnson, because Ricky Johnson, fam, all the things are mad over Ricky Johnson, you know. All the porn stars, they're mad for Ricky Johnson, you know. They love him.
It's the light skin charm, though. It's the light skin charm.
It's the light skin charm, bro. It's the light skin charm. Listen, I see them always on his story. They're always on his story. He's always busting joke, like, you know, he's always busting some kind of joke. They're always half naked. I'm thinking, bro, you man ain't even on a shoot right now, fam. You're just chilling at man's yard. Like making off Bun and Zoots and that with fucking.
All of them smoking.
He's hard.
Most of them smoke as well.
A lot of them smoke. But do you know what? Yeah, I actually like porn stars. Like I fuck with them like as people. Like they're actually mad interesting. Like if you like read it, like watch their interviews. And
Shout
stuff,
out,
mad interesting people still.
Shout out Adam22 as well. No jumper. That always puts someone.
He's a sick guy as well. He's a sick guy as well. He's a sick guy.
Big inspo actually. That was big inspo. He was probably the first podcast that I'd actually watched with intent and like followed.
And his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, the vlogs before that.
From his girlfriend is actually buff.
Oh,
His girlfriend
Lena.
is buff. Lena. Plug.
Yeah.
I know, fam. If I don't get a no jumper interview after this, I don't mind. But I would actually mash his girlfriend. I would actually mash her. Fuck, his girlfriend's pissed.
I told you, watch your missus, man.
Alright, bro.
The thing is, he would listen to this as well, you know. I feel like he would actually listen to this as well.
No, do you know what? Funny enough, my manager got Adam22 over here, got him over to London, and got him a couple of because he did an interview with M Huncho.
I didn't see that.
Interview with M Huncho.
I saw the Kid of Cuds one.
Yeah, but I think my manager like set up the M Huncho thing. So there's like 1 degree of separation between me and him.
Oh right. So you actually got a legit link.
Yeah,
you got a legit link there.
I would actually let him know like your girl's like piff.
What's the strategy though? What's the strategy? Like
what with Lena?
Yeah. How are you getting there? Obviously we're at stage 1 right now, but how are you getting to 5?
Lena the plug. I don't even know. She's the thing. She's loyal. She's loyal. That's the thing. That's another thing.
Collab on the video.
You see the thing with porn stars, especially females, they're mad loyal. You know, they're more loyal. They're more loyal than a lot of girls.
There's a lot.
Even well, technically they're actually not that loyal because obviously they're fucking bad guys. But like outside of work, they're actually mad. They're mad. Like outside of work, you're not fucking a porn star. You're not fucking a porn star unless she's proper into you. Like it's just not gonna happen. Like you're not gonna be like they're not easy because in your head because you've seen her fucking like a million times before. You're thinking like I'm gonna just chat to her quickly. Like she's gonna have it. Bro, porn stars don't have it. Porn stars don't have it. They're bougie more than anyone. Yeah.
See, I knew you'd have something interesting to say on this because I just knew it, fam. I knew it. Yeah. Yo, this mic is pissing me off, you know. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing.
That's going down. Yeah. But I think it's alright. The waveform up there is not looking too bad.
Yeah.
It's looking like it's still in a good place.
Talk about your actual how it's influenced your actual music. Because
what porn?
Yeah, man. Yeah, straight up. Because you can hear the little influences here and there in the samples, like even in
on that song,
Porn
Star, I had a
little moan in there.
Yeah, the moaning sample.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if porn specifically is like influenced my music too much, but
it was an idea you like wanted to play with.
But yeah, no. Do you know what the idea of Porn Star kind of came from? It came from like, you know, like filming like sex and stuff. And the thing, do you know what the thing is? Yeah, I don't actually film myself having sex. Like I think I've done it. I think I've done it like twice or something in my whole life. But like,
all I'm gonna say is
it was an idea for a song, and a lot of the time, you know, fam, people think that I'm like some overly sexual guy or whatever. But I just find interesting song topics. Like with Porn Star, it's like it was about this girl. Like she's a freaky girl. She likes like, you know, she likes to have sex and stuff like that. But then also in that kind of like second verse, like I tried to write it in a way that doesn't strip the girl of her power.
Right,
you know what I mean? Because the first verse is all about like like pussy this, pussy that.
Yeah, your pleasure.
Like yeah, my pleasure. And then the second verse, it kind of comes in, and I come in with like that whole like boyfriend one, like buys her clothes. Boyfriend two, like she tells all her secrets too. Yeah. And then boyfriend three, that's me, the sex god, kind of So it like having that kind of dynamic, I feel, kind of gives the girl that I'm writing about a bit more power. So it's not like one-sided, and it's a bit more true to real life as well.
Right.
Because a lot of the time people try and act like, you know, girls are stripped of their power when it comes to sex and et cetera, et cetera. But fam, girls are roasting as well, fam. Girls are roasting, trying to plot and man them as well, bro. I've heard it myself. I've heard girls tell me they're plotting on my brethren.
Yeah.
I've heard girls be like, yeah, I'm plotting on that guy, you know. I'm thinking, rah, like, word. Yeah, so
I'm gonna be real. I probably know more girls that are like that than innocent.
Yeah, bro.
I'm saying,
bro, I think
low
so.
key,
I
but
think
it's
so. I think
that's
so,
a bold statement, actually.
I
But
think so. Yeah. I know more girls.
because girls are a lot more low key with it. Girls are more low key with it. They know how. They know how to keep that on the low.
Yeah, they're a bit more mysterious kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, but talk about seeing as we're talking about kind of the latest release.
Yeah.
danielstonerocks. If you haven't already listened to that, by the way, go listen to it because it should have changed your life. But yeah. Talk about the process of writing that. Which kind of tracks came together first? What kind of experiences you were drawing them from?
So danielstonerocks kind of got Knickers. Well, danielstonerocks, yeah. I really didn't intend for it to come out so sexual.
Yeah, right.
You know, a lot of people like tell me like, oh yeah, all you ever talk about is sex. But like I've got a whole back catalogue of shit like where I only touched on sex like here and there, and then danielstonerocks, it just kind of accidentally came together, like you know, porn star, Knickers, and you know, all these different things. But with the whole process of writing danielstonerocks, I think I always try to write about society, and but I never try to write like directly about society, or like I rarely try to write directly about society. More time, if I'm making a comment about society, I'll make the comment by telling a story.
Right. Poetic.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So that's what porn stars. Porn star, for me anyway, porn star is more about like kind of like changing, like how sexual attitudes are changing, and you know how girls are kind of like, you know, in general, they're kind of like coming more into their sexuality, and they're kind of becoming more open and stuff. That's kind of what it was about to me, you know. But obviously on a surface level, you know, it's just like about sex, innit? And even like Knickers as well, you know, because the track's called Knickers, people are good, like they're immediately going into the track with this kind of frame of mind. But Knickers is actually more so about like mental health. It's 100%. More about like mental health and like drug use, drug abuse, and
how people coping mechanisms,
and coping mechanisms and stuff like that. And so if I'm ever telling a story, most of the time it's like it's got almost like it's got two sides to it. There's there's like the side that you see on the surface, and then there's like what the story kind of represents. You know, that's kind of what danielstonerocks was about.
Yeah. I think, you know, we were talking about atmosphere, and I was saying atmosphere is like important. Yeah. But I think the number one thing I'd say is relatability, or that's one of the top things that I'd say is important in a track. And like I feel like with, for example, Knickers, most men can relate to a girl that is acting that way. Is going to a rave every weekend, is popping too many pills.
Popping pills and stuff.
And just going in her face off and just feeling empty inside. That kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I guarantee every man knows someone that's doing that.
Yeah, definitely. That's another thing. That I try to make it relatable, but I also try to, like, I always try to tell both sides of the story a little bit. You know what I mean? Because it's like from one perspective, this girl's acting reckless, she's doing this, but then like I was saying in the song, from another perspective, like that's a coping mechanism. You know what I mean? And you know, technically, she's not hurting anyone apart from herself, maybe. You know what I mean? So it's not like she's out here fucking stabbing people or fucking, you know what I mean, shotting this and that to ruining people's lives or anything. You know what I mean? She's, you know, so
doing a Cardi B.
Yeah.
You know about that?
Yeah, doing a Cardi B. You know what I mean? She's not really. So it's like there's there's always two sides. There's always two sides to the story, and I always try to, when I'm telling a story, I always try to like make my stories kind of balanced. You know what I mean? Like if I was to tell a story about a hoodman, you know what I mean? I would tell the part of the story that's, you know, I would tell this part of the story that's glamorous, the you know what I mean, the money, the attention in the area, you know what I mean, the this and that and whatever. But then I'd also tell the story of, you know, that same guy when he knocks on his mum's door and his mum opens the door, she's looking at him like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? She's thinking, right, I don't know who you are. I don't agree with what you're doing. You know what I mean? There's also there's also that side of, you know what I mean? Like if you're in that life, it's like you got to look after yourself, but you've also got to look after if you got a baby mum. You know what I mean? If you got a baby mum, or you got if you got a youth, or you know what I mean? You're not just putting yourself in the line of fire. You're putting the people you love in the line of fire as well. So I feel like a lot of the time in this society today, in this day and age, I feel like a lot of people are kind of obsessed with telling one side of the story. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? When there's always two sides.
There's always like a narrative that gets focused more on as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because people have their own agendas and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But me, I'm just a kid. You know, I'm just a kid, like just out here, just trying to like, I don't know, just making music. That's what I love. You know what I mean? I don't have an agenda to promote one person and tell everyone that this person's shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Or you can be as well, I think, as a creator, not even a music artist, just a creator, is be true to yourself, be honest as an artist, and tell your piece of the pie. Because there's certain pieces of the pie that you can't tell because you ain't been a part of that. But some people try to tell the whole pie. Some people think that, I could talk about this, talk about that. But wait, what have you experienced? You didn't grow up in like a council estate, or you didn't like see your mum get beat on at a young age. You know what I'm saying? That's just examples, but like you can't talk on that. But some artists think that they're able to do that. Yeah,
that's true. That is very true, man. That is very true. Like, it is definitely about telling your own story. So, and there's certain things that I don't know anything about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm not. I don't know. I'm not gay, so I can't write a song about being gay. You know what I mean?
Shout out Lil Nas X.
Shout out Lil Nas X. You know what I mean? But it's also like accepting that there's partially those things that you can't talk about. Yeah. You know, and just being at peace with that helps you tell your own story as well. You know what I mean? I feel like if I was obsessed with fucking, I can't even think of an example right now, but if I was obsessed with trying to make it seem like I'm something else, or trying to tell someone else's story, or whatever it may be, then that would hurt my art, because first of all, I'm not going to be able to tell my story accurately, and second of all, I could be telling a different story. Right. You feel me?
There's something that you can offer that's more genuine.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I can do. That's all I can do, man. I remember one time I was in where was I? I think I was in Brighton. I was at my friend's show. And I was just and I was talking to some people, and one guy actually recognized me. He was like, "Oh yeah, Danny Trash," and blah blah blah. And he said that my music was sometimes. He was like, "Yeah, your music sometimes I think is a bit too alternative," and And I was kind of thinking what to say back, because, you know, I was kind of thinking, oh, what are you talking about, too alternative? But eventually I just kind of said to him, like, I'm an artist and all I can do is make what I make at the end of the day. Like, I can try to do this, I can try to do that, but at the end of the day, all I can do is make what I make. Yeah, and whatever comes out is what's going to come out. Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
I think there's something beautiful.
I'd rather do that.
I think there's something beautiful about an artist wearing a heart on a sleeve, because it's vulnerability. I feel like anything when you're creating from a genuine place, that's vulnerability. Like you're almost translating your most sometimes intimate thoughts, feelings to everyone, and there's people that, you know, don't know you like at all, that will listen to the most intimate like lyrics that have come from like a deep place. Yeah. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, that's something that I've been working on as well, because I've been working on, you know, trying to make my stuff maybe a bit more vulnerable, because, you know, I it's not like I put on this like big kind of macho,
alpha type.
kind of fucking character when I make my music or when I'm rapping and stuff. But I feel like there's definitely something to be said about being vulnerable in music, and it's not always negative, and especially as guys, it's hard for us to be vulnerable because it's almost like it's not in our DNA. It's almost like
conditioning.
Exactly, conditioning
over like years and years and years.
Exactly, you grow up and you get told like, be a man, grow some balls,
right.
All these different kind of things. You know what I mean? And and I kind of agree with it in a sense. Like if I see man like acting like a fucking bitch over something stupid, I'll be like, fam, grow some balls, man.
But I'd probably say the same to a female. You know what I'm saying? I love
exactly. It's not a bad thing to be vulnerable, man. It's not a bad thing to be vulnerable. I feel like a lot of guys can be kind of like scared or apprehensive of being vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely.
But
it's almost like a culture.
Yeah, exactly. But the willingness to be vulnerable is actually, to me, the willingness to be vulnerable is actually a sign of bravery. You know what I mean? It's a sign of like, okay, you're not scared of what's inside you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And also girls like it. Girls love it, man. Girls love a guy who's like in touch with his emotions. And
100%. Communication as well. That's a big
bro.
one. That's
a
big
girls
one.
love it.
Yeah, come on.
Love it.
Yeah, I want to go on to the next segment, which we call Hot Topic. Yeah. So it's basically where we draw a trending topic in the news. We see how our guest feels about it.
Okay.
So I don't really want to call this like a hot topic because it's a death, but obviously John Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, man, John Witherspoon,
legendary guy. I think you posted something. You posted like a post.
Yeah, man.
I thought, I'm glad he knows about that guy. But John, man, it's sad, man, because I thought he was older. I thought he was older than he was, but he's only early 70s.
Early 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was in his 70s. I thought he was almost 80. Because I did see one interview where he was on Sway. He was on Sway in the morning, one interview, and he did definitely look like, he didn't look like the John Witherspoon that I remember. Essentially, you know what I mean? He was still funny. Tell. I was still laughing and shit, but he definitely did look like
dripped
he was
in the face.
Yeah, that kind of shit. And it's like that definitely cut me up, man. That cut me up, because like Friday is one of my earliest memories, man.
Yeah, me too.
Friday, like that film is actually one of my earliest memories. Like all three of those movies.
I also forget, because I'm only 20, innit? Yeah. You're only a year above me, right?
I'm 20. Well, you're 22 last month.
Oh, okay. You're like 2, but I'm young for my year. I'm in June. So I turned 21.
Yeah. So I think I'm
like a year above.
Yeah, like a year and 9 months or something like that.
Yeah. But Boondocks was always.
Yeah. That's another one.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. What's his name?
Yeah.
Robert Freeman. Yeah. Robert Freeman.
That's
that character.
That's why John Witherspoon is so sick, because he reached for
every level,
like, fam. 3 generations, bro. Because when Friday came out, what, 95?
94, 95, yeah.
95, yeah, 94, 95. So realistically, I don't know, my mum would have been like 25, something mid-20s back then, yeah? So he's hitting my mum's generation. Then he's hitting a generation above my mum as well, because although he was hitting my mum's generation, he wasn't playing someone my mum's age. He was playing my mum's parents, my grandparents' age. You feel me? So he's hitting that generation, my mum's generation, and
mine and your own.
Exactly. And then when Boondocks drop, you feel me? They're hitting our generation. Yeah. That's even the one after us, because us men grew up on Friday, and then Boondocks came out. You feel me? And then John, he's a legend, man. He's a fucking legend. Fam. I rate him high. Fam. He's fucking hilarious.
A lot of people though don't get the Boondocks. I've had a lot of people like. Well, I tweeted about it, and loads of people were like DMing me like, how are you supporting this? How are you supporting this? You're meant to be, you've got like black in you, blah blah blah. How are you supporting this? People just don't get it. They don't get the concept.
I didn't realize how controversial Boondocks was until I watched Boondocks with white people. Yeah. And fam, like we just stuck it on, and I wasn't thinking of anything. I wasn't thinking about it. Yeah, I just stuck it on, and they're just going in. That first, you know, that first episode where they're like, where man wakes up out of a dream, yeah, and the granddad's like, what you telling white people the truth? What you telling white? I'm just sitting here laughing, like, yeah, like you just told the white people the truth, like what you doing? You know what I mean? You just told white people that 9/11 was fake. Fam. Listen, just chill, fam. There's gonna be a time when we can say all this kind of stuff. Like,
it's the whole fact that they've got a character that thinks he's a white man.
Yeah.
He's the darkest character in the series.
Like, but that's what, you know what, that's what's good about Boondocks as well, because it's like, it didn't feel like it was like about black people, but it's for white people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
educational, but with comedy.
Exactly. A lot of time, a lot of like films and stuff like that that's made, you know, about black people, kind of like, I go to the cinema or wherever I'm watching it, and I kind of feel like this kind of feels like the story's like been like dressed up and like presented so that white people didn't get offended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, the goal shouldn't be to offend white people, but it's just like, until the Boondocks, there was nothing. I don't think there was anything that was like, this
controversial
is
in that sense.
for you. This is for black people. You know what I mean? This is for people of color. To be like, this is funny, and you know, if you're not black, or you know, you've never experienced these kind of things, then maybe you're not gonna get it. But that's okay, because it's not even for you. You feel me? Like I liked that about Boondocks. I like that.
Yeah, I think he's my favorite character in that. I used to like the guy, yeah, and it's like what is it? Oh, there's an episode and I think it's called Nigger Moment.
Yeah. That
and there's an older guy that.
I know you're talking about.
And he dies in one episode, and then there's a part two.
Stink me now. Yeah, he's hard. He's hard. And he comes back on a kung fu thing. He came back on a kung fu thing.
Whips the whole family, fam.
Bro, that one's funny.
It's like he steps on his shoe, innit?
Yeah, he steps on his shoe. Yeah, bro. That one's funny.
But yeah, R.I.P. to John Witherspoon, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Rest in peace, for real.
Yeah, let's go on to... I even want to touch on, like, I think why your style is so different, something that sticks out for me is the imperfect, like, raw sounding vocals. I don't know if you do that intentionally or that was a conscious thing, but when you're kind of put into like a kind of R&B category, I'm not saying that's R&B, but you've got R&B influences in there, definitely.
Yeah.
I think people naturally look for like perfect notes and stuff like that, and I feel like the way you kind of sing is not typical of like the structure of music at all, like as far as vocally. Like just the melody. Yeah. See, I can tell you're shocked by it. Like you're surprised by it.
No, it's kind of surprising. Well, no, not necessarily surprising, because I have heard people say stuff in that vein before.
It's almost like when I first like heard stuff like Alive, Marijuana, especially Marijuana. Actually, I think, that's the first thing that stuck out. I was like, oh, like. He's making like imperfect vocals sound good.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, that kind of goes back to like where my like original influences are coming from. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, because until just before I was 18, I think, I was just a rapper. You know, and like I'd started making music seriously with Tarek when I was like just before I was 17, so 16, yeah. But before that, I'd been like writing lyrics and like listening to beats and writing over beats for like fucking as long as I can remember, man.
Yeah.
And it was just a rapping thing. You know what I mean? And then I remember I saw this one thing from King Cruel.
Yeah, shout out King Cruel.
Yeah, shout out King Cruel, for real, man. he's got a performance on Church of Nobody, this kind of platform, and back in the day, this is like a good few years ago, where he did like a few songs off of 6 Feet Beneath the Moon. And I remember watching that. I was in Tarek's room as well. I was in Tarek's room with Sam Wise.
Sam Wise, yeah.
How
do you know Sam actually? How did you get to know Sam?
I know Tarek through Sam.
Oh,
I know Tarek.
So you know when I linked up with you a couple months back.
Yeah.
I thought you said you went college with Sam.
I did go college.
Oh, you did go college with Sam. Oh, yeah. And Tarek as well.
Yeah, it was like one day after college, I was going home, and I got to the top deck. I got to the top deck, and I was like, oh shit, Sam's there, and he was like, I was like, where you going? He was like, I'm going studio. Right. And then I was like, oh yeah, what can I pull up? And he was like, yeah, come through. And then it turned out to be Tarek's crib.
Because we have that on a degree like here, but I feel like with London, like you always just, everyone seems to like come together. Like even though it's a big place, like all the creatives seem to just cross paths.
Because there's a lot going on, man. There's always something going on.
It's like the fact that you went college with Tarek and Sam.
I didn't go college with Tarek.
Oh,
I went college with Sam.
You went college with
and
Sam.
then I met Tarek through
Sam.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, that's mad, bro.
But yeah, like King. What I was saying about King Cruel.
Oh yeah.
I saw that Church of Nobody thing, and then after I saw that, I was like, I got to do something more with my voice, and like maybe
it's regarding like the sound.
Yeah, and maybe pick up an instrument or something. And King Cruel kind of he was the first person who just showed me that you don't, like you're saying, you don't have to be perfect for it to be like a good music.
Good body
and that
of work.
goes back to what we were saying like way back about being impactful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you don't necessarily have to be doing like these crazy riffs and hitting like perfect notes and that kind of stuff for your music to be impactful. Like I can, like, you know what I mean? If right now I was just to scream at the top of my lungs, every man here is gonna be like, shit, that's the impact.
Yeah.
You feel me? And like, and I think that's what listening to King Cruel's shit and like just like that's what that kind of taught me, that just being impactful and more focusing on what you're trying to make the person feel rather than, you know, trying to be like a good musician or like quote unquote good musician.
Yeah, I don't know if you want me to, I don't know if I'm baiting you out on this one, but obviously I'll talk to you about it a little bit, but it's the 6-7 thing, you know what I'm on about, innit? The signing.
The signing?
Yeah, we can edit this out if
No, I didn't get signed to 6.
Oh, you were just having me on the whole time. Right, I saw the mask. I saw the mask and I was like, no, where's he got the mask?
I didn't get signed. I was in LD's video. You know his most recent video that he dropped. I was in that.
With like an extra in that. Or like,
I was like, yeah, kind of an extra, but I was actually kind of like the main guy as well in the video.
Oh,
like I'm actually all over that video still.
You like to talk about like that in more detail or in that?
It's not even really that interesting. It's just like it was just a shoot. It's not, I don't actually know them personally or anything. But his mask was like on the side. His mask was on the side, like, so we just wrapped up. Imagine we just wrapped up, yeah. Well, I had wrapped up. They had filmed everything they needed from me, and they were like, "Yeah, you can go now." And I walk out of the room that they were filming in, and I see LD's mask on the side. I was like, I'm picking it up. I'm doing a bit. I'm taking a picture. I'm doing a little video with the mask on. Definitely. Yeah.
I was thinking, right, how has this guy got his mask? I was thinking, surely.
He got LD's mask.
Yeah.
That's what
you had me forward, fam. You had me forward, fam.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to be.
You went along with it as well. I was like, yeah, congrats, man, congrats. You were like, yeah, thank you.
No, because I thought you were saying congrats for being in the video.
Nah.
Like, you got that video. Well done. Yeah, cheers. I didn't get signed.
A question as well. Are you part of a fight club?
Somewhat. We're picking Fight Club back up soon though.
Yeah.
Like, cause Fight Club's gone quiet for now, but Fight Club is gonna come back. definitely.
Well, I'll go on with the shit to you with the you got punching it. I saw that you got your lip swole, everything. Lip was bust.
That was, bro. That was. Do you know what? Yeah. I'm not gonna speak too much on that. But that was some dudes from Camden, bro. But I don't even know if they're from Camden. It just happened in Camden. But I don't actually like Camden no more. I've decided that I think there's something about the area of Camden that don't agree with my spirit.
Bad energy.
I don't agree with my spirit. And fam, I don't like. Oh shit! Whoopsie. I don't like Camden. After that ordeal, I was like, nah, man, fuck this. I'm with South London. South London's the best thing ever. Fam. Fuck North.
Tell Camden.
Fuck East.
Give a Camden a shh. Fuck out of here, man. I want to get your opinions on No Not November, if you're familiar with that.
No, not
November. Yeah.
No, not November. You know what is it? What is it? The 6th.
Yeah. How you doing? 6 days in.
Boy, I failed, bro. I flopped.
First day.
They tell us that you're failed.
I flopped, fam. Are you mad? You think man them can go a whole month? Because you know what it is, yeah.
I like the challenge though. I like this challenge.
I like the challenge. But you see girls, yeah. You see girls get horny, but they can hold it down. That's the
I want to know the psychology.
Girls get as horny as guys, but they're just better at holding it down. Like a girl can go 6 months without beating. She can go 6 months without doing nothing. And it's not like she's not horny or nothing. It's just she's holding it down. She's just holding it down, you feel me? But man, them.
I think it's the hormones, you know. It comes down to the hormones.
When that rose touches your heart, fam, you start calling up old
things. You start calling up old things. Them ones where you're trying to.
At night, you're tossing it.
Yeah. But you can't lie in your front. You know what I'm saying? You're no way in lying on your front,
bro.
That's a back. You have to lie your back.
As man, them. When that roast hits you hard, fam, you just start. Fam, you start calling up some girls. Fam. So you start calling up some
questionable.
Start re-downloading Tinder and that, all different shit, fam. I'm telling you.
This girl off in time, she's dead, but
yeah.
that roast inside me is ready to come.
I'm telling you, man. But it's just that girls will. It takes way more for a girl to do. A girl, honestly, a girl's gonna have to. Maybe all a year before a girl gets to that point where she's like, yeah, I'm gonna hit up some old guy. I'm gonna hit up one of my old guys and just for the fuck. It's
like
an
XXX.
Yeah, it's taking a long time for a girl to get to that point where just strictly off the roast alone, she's trying to hit with me. I had this. There was this guy who I used to do saxophone for me, right? And he was a bit he had mental illness issues, right? But he had this thing where he used to insist that you could injaculate.
Huh?
Yeah, you could sit there and meditate.
Wait,
and instead of
injaculate,
not ejaculate, in. And fam, whenever he used to say this shit to me, I used to be like, oh, bro, shut up, man. What are you talking? Because he used to be like, yeah, you can sit there if you sit there. No. He used to be like, yeah, if you sit there, bash, and then stop just before, and then do a meditation thing,
breathe,
and then get it back in. He said that he used to say that it will come back up inside your body and go to your brain and nourish your brain. And I was like, nah, man. I was like, no, you're chatting shit. You're chatting shit.
I found Kevin Gates' video and he said exactly the same thing.
Oh, fam, them man are chatting shit. No way.
Who's doing that, fam?
No.
I've heard that story about 3 times in my life.
No way, fam. No way.
I never heard this.
How can a nut travel from your ball sack all the the way up, up through your body into your brain.
That's some strong nut. That's what I was picturing, you know. When he said ejaculate, I was thinking.
I'm thinking about the South Park episode, fam. I don't know if you like watch that, fam, but there's like eating stuff through their meat, fam. That's mad stuff.
Let's not talk about South Park.
South Park, you know.
Yeah, saying that though, a lot of people are addicts, so and they don't even realize it.
It's true, still, it's true. I've got one friend.
You know that he's
positive. He's actually addicted to sex. Like every
that's scary.
Every day, like this is not even a joke. Like every single day, he's got a new thing. You know what I mean? And it's like,
wait, how are you seeing him every day like that?
Random, it was just nodding his head.
fam,
every time you see him, basically.
Bro, not even every time I see him. Like I'll see. This is the thing. It's funny because you'll see him. He'll just be chilling, doing his thing, like going about his day like a normal human being. You know what I mean? But when it gets to a certain time of night, I know in his head that there's just a mode that turns. Like his brain goes into a certain mode. It's like, okay, things, okay, what?
Just like, a little switch.
Like, whose yard am I staying at tonight? Who am I fucking tonight? Well, you know what I mean? Like, fam, because I work at a bar, right, in London, and he works with me, innit? Shit, excuse me, sorry. He works with me, and some nights, 2, 3 girls come through, man.
What?
Like,
so on his break?
Throughout the night. Not even on his break. Man's standing up there at the bar, like when everyone's working and that, and he's chatting to this thing that he's invited to the bar. You know what I mean? Fam, like on one shift, he'll invite like 3-4 girls, fam. He'll invite like 3-4 girls just to pass through, like and then like out of those 4, at least one of them is gonna be like, oh, what are you doing tonight? Like, what are you doing after work? You know? And he's like, yeah, I'll come back to your crib, kind of thing. But yeah, fam, he's addicted, fam. He's addicted, fam.
See, any addiction, we need to help them people. But it's like, in that situation, how do we approach it? That's the real question. Huh?
I don't know. It's true. Still, how do you...
What was that? Gigolo some shit?
This man's twisted.
No, fam, that's a good question still. How do you approach someone who's addicted to sex?
Just addicted in general, man. Like when it's your boys, your brethren, like how do you approach it sometimes?
The thing is, if they're addicted to like drugs or alcohol or something, I feel like it would probably be easier to approach them than it would be to approach someone who's like addicted to sex or something, because it's like those things are more. It's more understood. It's more understood that that's kind of dangerous. You can get addicted to that. If you get addicted to that, it's a problem. But especially with guys, fam. If you're fucking bare girls, like...
Again, it's the culture. It's the culture.
Like you're the king of the mandem. You're the king of the mandem. If you're fucking bare girls, the mandem like, yeah.
But that's only because of culture.
I mean?
Like, going back to what we were saying about, what was it? Oh, emotions, being vulnerable. That's culture.
Yeah, it's true.
Being seen as the guy or whatever is culture. That's all it is. Tradition. That's all it is.
And it's probably hard for a lot of guys who are addicted to sex to actually come out and be like, say something like, you know, I have sex because I lack intimacy with my parents. Or something.
The intimacy that I'm lacking in that area.
Yeah,
I try and make up for this area.
That's exactly.
That's it. As soon as we address that, that's
95% of guys who are addicted to sex because they don't get enough love from their mum, or they had like a really bad breakup that they couldn't deal with when they were really young or something like
trust
that.
Issues.
Trust issues. Like 95% of dudes who are addicted to sex are like that. So, and it's like, it is actually a problem, man. To some of these guys, it's a problem, especially when it starts affecting your life in other aspects. You know what I mean? You know
that's where it becomes dangerous.
If you're missing job interviews because you're fucking a girl.
Oh, that's rough, man.
Or you know what I mean? Or you're fucking, I don't know, you're turning up fucking half an hour or 45 minutes late to work because you're fucking a girl. Yeah. Or, you know, you can't, you know, your mum you ain't called your mum when you told her you're going to call her just to say you're alright because you're fucking a girl. Like, then it's like, okay, yeah, it's a problem. Now this is starting to affect your life. Now you need to actually start thinking like, right, what am I doing right now? Is this actually making me
fulfilling.
more?
Like,
Is it? Yeah, exactly. Is this fulfilling me? Because like, man, like guys, you feel like a lot of the time when you fuck a girl, like you feel like it's almost like you feel like more of a man. But like, especially recently, I've been getting into this mode of like, fam, if I if I have sex with you right now, is that gonna be a waste of my energy? Is that just gonna be a waste of my time, energy? Like, sometimes, like, bro, honestly, sometimes girls are onto me in that, and I'm just thinking just leave me alone, like, cause I'm just like I'm trying to focus on this. I'm trying to focus on this, X, Y, and Z. You feel me? And I'm trying to do this, and that, and I'm thinking, fam, like, you probably don't know what you're doing. You probably just don't, you know what I mean? Like, is it worth it? Nah. And like, ever since I got into that mode, it's like I've been moving to girls less. I've been having it from girls less. Like, I swear down, like, a lot of the time, I don't chat to girls because I'm literally thinking, like, is this even worth it? Like, is this actually worth it? Like,
what's this adding to my life?
Yeah,
what is this adding to me?
What's this adding to my life? Because it's like, I know what it's taking away from my life. Time. I got to spend time chatting to you. I got to try and make sure that the game is proper, so that I slide in properly and you know what I mean. And who knows if you're one of them girls who fuck straight away, or if you're one of them girls who you want to get to know me first. And I'm thinking, fam, I'm not trying to, like, if my goal at the beginning was just to fuck, I'm not trying to get to know you. And if you're trying to get to know me, then it's like, yo, we might as well just leave it here, fam, because I got better shit to do than sit here and get to know you.
That's
just to fuck.
Communication
like,
thing. That all there.
Yeah.
That's all to do with how good your communication is. Right? But yeah, I'm gonna move on to a segment called Quickfire Cues. So that's literally how it sounds, man. Cool. But we're just gonna fire a load of quick questions at you, man.
Yeah,
so the first one, we're gonna start with FTBT. I don't know if you know what that means, but Ugly God made it popular.
FTBT, what is that?
FTBT is it's face, titties, booty, or toes. You gotta choose one. Yeah, fam, you gotta choose one.
Booties or toes. That's funny. What like what's my favourite?
Yeah, just go. Whatever answer comes to your head first.
I'm gonna have to say booty, man.
Okay.
I can't lie.
Favourite strain of green?
Something that tastes nice, like pineapple kush or something. Something that tastes good.
Go to film director.
Yeah. Probably like Martin Scorsese. I guess.
Really? No pun intended, but place of paradise. Like somewhere you see paradise as. If you had to go
like an actual place on in the world.
Yeah, or fictional. You could say Wakanda.
Neverland from fucking Peter Pan.
With the waterfall and that.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I don't want to go Neverland.
Landing strip or clean shaven?
Clean shaven, I say.
Okay. And then plantain or plantain?
Oh, plantain.
Yeah,
come on, plantain.
Hey, spot that one. Yeah, and then we need to wrap this one up. So, just give the people one message of advice, something that you've learned that you feel like applicable to wider audience, like a quote or a lesson that you learned. Tell the people them.
I would say, if I was to give one piece of advice, I would just be like, there's something about everyone that is valuable to someone. Like every single person in the world, you know, like when you think of a human being and like how many different characteristics we have, you know what I mean? It's impossible for a human being to exist and there's nothing about you that's valuable to anyone else. Like point blank period fact. Every single person has something that's cool, interesting, and valuable about them. I say that, and I just tell people don't doubt that. Don't doubt that you have that inside you. You feel me?
Yeah, word. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Cheers, man.
It's
Thank you
been a
for
blessing.
having me.
It's been a blessing.
Same,
Yeah,
man.
I've been wanting to get you on for a while still, so
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
good, man. It's good that things are finally like manifested still.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, this is my first time in Birmingham, isn't it? So
Come
it's
on,
a good
come on.
first impression.
You need to come here more, man.
Yeah.
We'll look after you, man.
I'll tell you when I came out the station. First thing I did, I took my headphones off. I just took my headphones off. I was just walking around, just hearing all the
I want to
accents.
hear it.
Just hearing all the accents. I was just thinking, shit, like, I was thinking, shit, this is a whole city of people with Birmingham accents. Like, shit.
Yeah, girl, you got your Knickers on, take 'em off. Baby, I know what you want. This that shit, heavy drugs, head rush, dirty thoughts, thinking